Alright, round 5. Send it off on style by winning the dice roll. And this is one of the hands I was scared of. But I think we do have to keep this. Play the turn 2 Delver. What I want to see is not a forest. I feel like the basic forest matchups are going to be difficult. Okay, we've got a Delver Mirror on our hands. I'm going to start with the Brainstorm though, because I think finding the second land drop's more important. That's not really what I wanted. Because our spells are so color intense, we can't really use the Ash Barrens as our land drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the counter spell back because we're not going to be using that for a while. Keep the days in case we need to use it, and put back one of the cantrips because we don't have an angler for it yet, and stop in the upkeep and shuffle away, getting an island. Although this hand does imply very strongly there is a Spellstutter Sprite in our future, we can use the days to beat that. Okay, we've drawn our third island, which is a pretty good place to start. And it didn't get Spellstuttered. It's going to get Scredded instead. Yeah, we can't really daze this. Which is a shame. We could daze this Brainstorm though. With the island in hand, I'm less inclined to do that though. Presumably they have an Ash Barrens they want to use in their upkeep. No, they're just going to draw one of the Brainstorm cards. Okay. Delver's fine. I do want to find a swamp though, so I'm going to Brainstorm. And we didn't find it, and we didn't find a shuffle effect either. So let's put back an island, because we don't want to do that. And a Thought Scour. Yeah. We are going to mill them. And then cast a Probe, which gives us the best chance of finding a swamp, which is what we need this turn. I'm going to look at our opponent's hand, pay the life ourselves. They do have the Spellstutter Sprite, we were right on that one. And we're not going to give them anything to do with the mana, at least this turn. Our opponents managed to flip their Delver. What a surprise. And these are cards we know they could have in their hand now, rather than actually being what's in their hand. I think we're going to see the Evolving Wilds as a land drop, and Spellstutter Sprite is going to remain in hand. The Augur of Bolas could get shuffled away, as could the Ponder, but I am playing as if they have a Spellstutter Sprite. Our objective is just to find a swamp as quickly as possible. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think we're just taking too long to find the swamp here. Maybe we're supposed to find it with that Ash Barrens on turn 2. We probably should, considering the chances of just drawing islands was much higher. Yeah, there we get another island. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, ponder. At this point, I think it's highly likely the Augur Bow's got shuffled away, so I'm going to leave that out of our opponent's known cards. But I'm certain that this Spellstotter's Right is in our future. Okay, so there's an Ashbrowns. So you have to cycle this into the swamp and play Sultai Scavenger in order to not die. I'm going to tap an island for it, leave up 2 mana for the days. And our opponent's probably just got a raw counterspell. Yeah. You never know, maybe they'll let me daze this. But even then, just flashing in Spellstotter's Right is lethal. Yep. Okay. Got us that time. So, Delver again, so we want these, we want a Shrivel, we want some Hydroblast, and we want some Dispels. Don't really want the Diabolic Edicts. And I think we can get rid of some Probes. And a couple of the Dazes, although we're on the play, so let's keep some Dazes on the play. Maybe go a bit more on the Hydroblast plan post board, and we'll just cut a mental note. Yeah, let's go with that. Yes, we've got a Delver, and we've got a Swamp. That seems acceptable. We've got both Stormbound guys, which is going to be better in a long game. Well, all this is fine. If they play a 1-drop creature, then we can use the Ghastly Demise and play Delver in the same turn. It's a reasonably good tempo swing. No 1-drop. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they have got one. No, they don't. Right, let's get the island. Let's play Swamp and play a Delver. Alright, our opponent's cycling. That's reasonable. And they've got the island, which is a good sign as well. Oh, they already had the mountain, that's why. And yeah, Delver dies. Fairy Miscreant, okay. Let's use our mana and Ghastly Demise this away. Draw for the turn, try and counterspell, which we can't use, so let's brainstorm. See if we can fix our hand a bit. Any land's good, because at least then we can play Sultai Scavenger. But no, and we're brainstorm locked, so we're putting back both counterspells. And if we get the opportunity to, we are firing this daze right off. I'm going to do this. Yeah, okay. We just want the card in our graveyard. And then at least we can just jam a Gurmag Angler next turn. Although this is going to be the only thing we do for the next 2 turns, so let's hope that this actually works. Yeah, there's Stormgale guys that it seemed relatively certain that they had. I'm just going to attack here. I don't mind making the Geist into a 3-3 because we have our own Geists, but our opponent doesn't want to block anyway. And the chances are we get injured here, and our mana base is going to come back to hurt us. The Squared will even kill the Gurmag Angler now, which is not really where we want to be. No, we just got another Augur. That's significantly less scary than a Ninja is. Pyroblast is a card we have to watch out for though. F6ing. Even though if they don't find a Squared, this Angler might cause them some significant problems. But I think they've got enough threats that they are going to be reasonably adept at winning this race. So I think I just have to throw one of the Stormbound guys into the Pyroblast here. Because then it means I can scavenge next turn. And ideally we draw a mental note so we can scavenge it and leave up Counterspell. Flipping Delver's not good for us though. So Island's good, because then we can counterspell Stormbound Geist. Gush is good for the same reason. Actually, Gush is fantastic. Yeah, Gush is the ideal draw. Shrivel doesn't do anything. So it looks like we're just jamming the Scavenger, I think, because it's more like... No, it's more likely that Stormbound Geist is better, I think. I'm going to force our opponent down to 5 altered block with the Augur. It feels like our opponent's pretty light on action, although cantrips will help our opponent get there. Okay, this is good, because now we get to block the Delver, take 2. And then we have a blocker for the Stormbound guys next turn. Okay, that's fair. A lot of spells let us play Scavenger and leave up a counterspell though this turn, which is what we found. So I think we're actually in a good spot now. Yep, counterspell back. Yep, jump blocker. Right, let's start with Mental Note. We could shrivel away the Fairy Miscreant here. That sounds really good, actually. And we are going to leave the Scavenger back because we don't want to die to a bolt. So our opponent's completely out of resources now. We probably should... No, probably chump blocks if we don't shrivel. Thought Scour. Double Delver, okay. So our opponent doesn't have to block this. But now we have 3 lethal threats on board. Let's make it 4. And we got there. Good, good. So now we're going to cut all of the dazers, bring in Hydroblast, the Mental Note, and a couple probes. Actually, no, let's bring in Augur. Augur seems better than Probe. And 2 Dispel, 3 Hydroblast seems like a good mix to me. Yeah, let's go with that. Stormgang, guys, performed a lot better than we thought. And it is quite nice that we now have the elegant curve of having 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops, 5 drops, 6 drops, and 7 drops, even though we aren't going to cost anything between 4 and 7 mana for that much mana, in all likelihood. Although I have cast Daves for 5 mana, a fair amount. On the draw, this hand is not great, but I think we'd be greedy to mulligan it. Yeah, Casting Demise is good. Okay, so we're going to start by playing Island, Ghastly Demising the Delver to play around Days. And then playing our own Delver because our opponent's F6'd. We're not going to F6 ourselves to bluff Days. And I think we're going to draw rather than upkeep brainstorming. Because of the counterspell in our hand. Yeah. Yes, Snuff Out is... Oh, Snuff Out is so good here. So to play this, we're going to Snuff Out their Delver. And we're going to attack for 3. Feel very happy about our position here. Our opponent's going to go and find their red source, but we're going to counterspell with removal spell. Which is probably going to get countered back, but that's fine. We're still traded, and it means we can stick our Stormbound Geist. I'm going to save the Ash Barrens for next turn to combine with Brainstorm. Or maybe even the turn after that, in combination with Brainstorm and Delver. Gush is fine. All was pretty good. And I found a lightning bolt. Okay. That's going to keep our Delver from hitting play anytime soon. Although as bait for the scavenger, it's quite nice. Yeah, so I'm going to put this figure on top and leave it as an option. And actually, bait for the Delver. We probably just want to play both out this turn, actually. Thinking about it. And then if we want to draw this figure, we can. We can certainly use it to flip the Delver. Yeah, that seems okay. Now that's got counterspelled. That's annoying. So we are relying on the Stormbound guys now. Yep, Ponder's fine. This Delver's getting bolted at some point. Yeah, okay, so we do want to draw this figure. Search up the island now. Start with the mental note. Yeah. Everyone's Delvers die. We draw a Ghastly Demise for their next threat. So all in all, not a bad chain of events there. Our opponent's up a gush worth. So now it's about time we drew ours. Thought scare ourselves. And we lose that mana, but that's fine. We now have counterspell and a removal spell up. And shrivel for if any fairies get out of order. Always so good. We're going to save this for next turn though, so we have better chance of using the mana effectively. And I'm just going to shrivel to kill off this Fairy Miscreant. It's a good chance this gets spell started, but no, that's good. I feel very comfortable here, thanks to this second gush. Cool. We can mill ourselves a lot here. And let's see if he's going to fight over Gurmag Angler first. Before we use our blue. He hasn't, so I think we can go ahead and Thought Scare ourselves. And then attack with our Stormbound Geist. And we have a Ghastly Demise, which gives us lethal damage next turn if we choose to take it, but with 2 counter spells, I would feel very comfortable to do so. Yeah, that's worth counterspelling, in my opinion. It's possible we're supposed to use Hydro Blast there because it's more mana efficient. That wouldn't have mattered. Oh, look at that, we're so good at magic. We've got so many cards. I actually shall use up 1 mana. I'm not sure exactly how many Delver threats we have left, but let's have a look. We've got 1 angler in the bin, 1 scavenger in the bin, and in exile we've got 1 angler, 1 scavenger. So we've only got 1 angler left, so actually we should have just used up the graveyard. Delver means we don't have lethal. I'm going to use this now to search for land. Make sure we actually get one, and I'm going to choose the swamp on the basis that we've already used both gushes. I'm going to kill the Delver. And mental note ourselves to keep the churn. Make him chump block with this angler while still getting in a couple of damage. And we've got the Hydro Blast for squared off the top. That's fine, because that is just now a lethal threat. And we will Hydro Blast this one. And that is that. So there we go, we got our 3-2. Had a really good match against Delver to finish off. Really tight match against the red-white Monarch deck the match before. And yeah, that was pretty good. I'm not sure I want all four Delvers in the sideboard, but the rest of the sideboard felt about right, actually. Maybe we don't want all Shrivels, but there's a lot of white-based aggro decks where it's very effective. So yeah, there we have it. That was Blue-Black Delver. Deck I am very excited to play with. It's a lot of fun and is the closest I'm ever going to get to playing Legacy in reality. So I would strongly recommend it to you. And I'm going to be back on the Pauper train as much as possible in the next few weeks until Guilds of Ravnica completely takes me over. So in the meantime, make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you're probably watching this, as well as the Murphy's Law WordPress, in order to read our articles. In particular, I've got a compendium on modern elves in the works, as well as various other articles from the rest of Team Fold. So thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.